needs to be defined, it needs to be in the definition section.
So anyway, what we put in before.
Right, this is already this is already verbatim what's already in there, it's just that it's in one place and not another place. So, and then the next one was the small wind energy systems.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I almost think you should go wind energy systems, small.
It's already, that's the way it's already written.
I mean, when you alphabetize it,
No, oh yeah, right,
you see what I'm saying?
yeah. I'll think about that, yeah. I don't think we have a wind energy system common large, to be honest with you.
No, but we may want to go wind energy facility industrial.
Yeah, we did wind energy facility, yeah, so, yeah.
Or
Yeah, we
if
did,
it
we did it
does
next
say
page,
ladder.
I got you, we did it on the next page.
So basically, anybody who's looking for that can look under W and they'll see, oh, there's two different,
Right, yeah, it happens to be at the end of the alphabet anyway, so it's
Yeah.
not gonna have to be moved here.
Wind, comma, small. Okay,
you see where I'm trying to get
Yeah.
anything that's got wind in it, if it will fit in that one area.
so now these are just all the definitions that we already have.
Are those okay?
Uh,
I'm not the expert in this area.
Hessler is out of the country at this time. He is going to be getting back to me next week when he gets back in with any details. If we need any changes to the actual sound definitions, if anything is technically incorrect.
Okay,
So
we gotta.
if it's actually to do with the sound,
So-
skip.
So the only thing that could be a little bit finicky here, that I'll have to kind of try to make it so that it's understandable. You know, like I don't wanna have C weighted sound level in the Cs and A weighted sound level in the As. So
we
maybe I need to
go-
have sound level, comma, A weighted, sound level, comma, C weighted,
Exactly.
sound level, comma, equivalent. So I need to do that.
That makes much more sense. And that'll get all of those in one spot, so people aren't jumping around looking for them.
Maybe, do you want sound, comma, ambient?
Yeah,
Yes,
And frequency is gonna have to just hang out by itself. Or it could go as sound, comma, frequency.
no, because it's a general term, it requires,
Yeah,
it goes for more than just sound.
You're right, so I'll leave it alone.
Same way
Hertz,
with
same
hertz.
thing, okay, so I'll leave
There
those
are
two.
some things you just can't,
No, I know, I was just tossing it out there, I got it.
what's the page on your computer?
see, like decibel is the same thing, there's no way to change where you're gonna put it. It begins
So that'd be
with
sound
each
level,
time.
comma, hourly.
Yeah,
Yes.
Now, measurement point, maybe that should be sound, comma, measurement point. Because it's the only time you're gonna use the word.
Actually, that makes sense, we change the, and we'll just have to make sure we change it in the ordinance as well, that would be the.
Mitigation,
To a sound measurement point.
mitigation waiver is probably okay as it is.
does a mitigation waiver need to be within the industrial wind facility, or should it be in the general
It
definition
doesn't
terms?
apply to anything else, so we decided last week, I think, to leave it in the,
They were right there.
In the wind
in the,
industrial?
yeah. If
Okay.
someday down the road, there is another kind of project that requires that, now we have to talk again about participating parcels and move that all out. of
So
just-
you want me to take mitigation waiver and make sure that it's worded, well, you're gonna have to be responsible for that, because you're gonna be responsible for bringing us the first text on that. So Bruce, under mitigation waiver, okay, you're gonna have to say wherever the mitigation waiver will be applicable, you know, the developer will get a mitigation waiver, which is a legally enforceable blah,
Well,
blah,
that's
blah.
already in the sound, I'm not, just,
It's already written out this, in these words?
not in these words, but mitigation waiver is
Well,
part of the wind,
I know, just make sure that, okay, I won't worry about it tonight, I'll
Don't worry
have a
about it.
longer discussion about it.
that isn't gonna be a problem.
Okay, so remove it from here. We'll stay with sound.
Okay, the next one, noise, we should take out.
Okay,
It's, you're trying to apply something which could apply to anything, to just one particular business.
right, didn't we talk about having a definition of noise at some other time? I vaguely remember this discussion of noise to cover, you know, like other issues as well.
Yeah, now, if we did something that covers other issues, that would be a different thing, but unless somebody can come up with something that,
Because we talked about this, noise for parties and other things.
right, and the problem there comes down is, the only definition I can think of is any noise which someone thinks is,
Loud, and
and
there's no
is,
definition
well,
for
any
loud.
sound that someone thinks is noise. Well, the problem with that is, it's just like I've got a neighbor now that likes to have parties until 12 o'clock.
And I get a
Actually,
campground that
1 o'clock.
likes to shoot fireworks off a lot more times than just the 4th of July now.
So,
Do you, want to look up within the state, just do a little bit of research on the word noise, and come up with a definition that is broad and doesn't cover just wind energy facilities?
but it also can't just be completely arbitrary where anybody can,
Yeah, they'd probably do a good job of figuring that out for us.
yeah. But you know what I mean by arbitrary? It's just,
Some kind of a standard,
Right, well, what exactly is noise? But, you know, that covers these other issues, these
So we
disturbances.
can move it out of the, you know, we can move it back into, under N, under noise, you know, in the
Right,
regular definitions.
so non-participating,
right, but that particular definition is lousy.
right, so they will work on it. So the non-participating parcel, you know, we have participating and non-participating parcels. Now, there's two options here. One, because it literally only is for the wind energy stuff. We could, you know, somehow make sure that the wording is appropriately placed back in the, wind ordinance, so it's included in the discussion of it, you know what I mean?
Right, I can see about doing that, but I still think the definition belongs here. And the real question is, should you go parcel, non-participating, and parcel participating?
Well, that's what I think I should do.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Well, yeah, I'll just start with that, because there might be one more switch, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I had a fleeting thought. So then, the next one is the occupied structure. So, to me, we have all these other definitions in our ordinance or whatever, and somehow or another, we should be able to take occupied structure and tie it back to, you know, those residences, those commercial buildings,
Well,
or
in fact,
something.
We should eliminate occupied structure and just take care of it in the other definitions. Because it's, wait a minute, does that mean an occupied tower? I mean, we're defining structure as anything.
Right, well, in which people live, work, or frequent, but I mean, it just doesn't, to me, we have, that gets all wrapped into dwellings and residences, but I mean, but we can't make it so it's only dwellings and residences. It has to be able to cover, you know, it has to be able to cover like churches
But you're
or
talking about protected areas and sensitive
receptors.
receptors. and that's a whole different issue. The occupied structure thing is one of those things that we inherited because we weren't paying attention, and that other places put in. In fact, the original definition for it included any place an animal was in. It was basically intended in a couple of other ordinances to prohibit anything being built.
Well, when you work on that section with Dave, you need to make sure that we cover, protection for what we mean we want to protect.
Right, but that's gonna be, again, on the other two items, which I'm gonna suggest, because of confusion, get combined into one,
Okay, well,
but we'll see.
look forward to that presentation. So then the owner and operator, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Except for I should take the references to WEF and WES out, because it could be an owner operator
Of
of any industrial facility. So this reword for any industrial or commercial facility.
Then there's your parcel participating,
Okay, we'll take, that's already covered. Project boundary, and then,
project boundaries,
We've
number
already-
when you wanna change it from WEF to any development, or however, whatever word you wanna use.
so someone globalize that.
Move the page down.
Yeah. Yeah, hang on, globalize that.
Then parcel project can be globalized. And is a property line already covered above once, or is it?
Yeah, I'll double check that.
Yes, it's covered in
You
general.
don't need to mention the
Already covered.
parcel, just property line.
Yeah, that's already in there. All right. Protected location.
Okay, this is the one where we have two things, and this was also one of the things that was brought up again when we had submissions, as you're using protected location in some places, and you're using sensitive receptors in others, and the definition is almost the same. And I think we should combine them into one.
Okay,
Either
so,
that, or we have to be a lot more careful where we use the terms.
well, this is what I'm gonna write for that. I'm gonna write down that you're gonna work with Dave Hessler to come up with how we're gonna make sure that we don't miss anything by rewriting it, but we cover both things that we need to cover.
If possible, we'll try to cover them so we don't have two descriptions that are essentially the same, but,
Different.
yeah. And we have to add, I gotta watch out where if we end up with two terms, gotta watch out where